The amount of land in the world is not growing, but the population is. Most of the agricultural lands are far away from consumers, and the growing trend has been that the people are moving to more urban areas. Agriculture uses 70% of the world's available fresh water and pollutes nearby water streams. Farming is also difficult in the northern hemisphere because of the environmental issues which make the farming season a lot shorter than optimal. The COVID-19 pandemic and the sanctions due to the war in Ukraine are raising concerns about many essential fields regarding the need of being self-sufficient in at least food and energy production in order to be safe from foreign countries' pressure. We believe that scaled up vertical farming gives us a solution to all of these problems, at least in the future. For example, with vertical farming and recirculating the water, it is possible to save 95% of water consumption. Also, the electronically monitored and controlled systems gives us the possibility to farm 24/7 all year round and what best, locally wherever you want. There is limited amount of land in the world, and most of the agricultural lands are far away from consumers, and this is a growing problem with population growth and migration to cities. The COVID-19 pandemic and the sanctions due to the war in Ukraine have raised a concern about many essential fields and the need of them being produced locally, for example, food and energy. Agriculture uses 70% of the world's available fresh water, and more people to feed, the more water is required. Farming is also difficult in the northern hemisphere because of limited sunlight and rough climate, especially during the winter.
During the last 15 years, Finland's agriculture productivity is increased, but profitability is decreased because the number of farms and the farm size are declining. The input cost such as fertilizer is increased and other losses due to weather. We also take issues of food waste and sustainability into consideration. Based on these factors, the generated idea should increase farming productivity by increasing the time for farming, reducing the land needed, add more diversity and nutrition into the eating table.
Turku is therefore the ideal city to implement our vertical project. In relation to economic advantage, the construction is the second largest sector in Finland, and therefore there are a lot of projects investing on it. Furthermore, Turku is one of the cities in Finland with longer warm and sunshine time, the world's leading climate cities, and make use of a lot of renewable energy. On the other hand, as a social and cultural advantage, it highlights the concern of its residents, their education, security and equality, as well as the creation of strong links and relationships to carry out sustainable projects such as an attractive residential areas. Finally, it highlights the political advantage. The city has a stable political status and it shows a lot of transparency in the business environment.
Our solution to the problem is the vertical farming. It's a multi-layer farming solution where the cultivation process is conducted in a controlled environment and it works despite the current weathers. It's allowing cultivation throughout the year. With high amount of carbon dioxide and LED lights, the entire growth potential of plants can be harnessed. And this way we can achieve a 50% increase in crop yields when compared to traditional greenhouses. At the same time, the use of fresh water is reduced as plants no longer need to combat the heat generated by the sun, and most of the water can also be recirculated from the soil. With the help of vertical cultivation, fresh water can be saved from all the water used for cultivation up to 95% since it does not evaporate from anywhere.
The farm is built together with the residential building and utilize given available space in the structure. There are solar panels to generate energy for the farm run in the sunny time. When winter comes, we use conventional electricity and water tank to store water from raining. Pipeline is for irrigation and fertilizing. And because of closed system, the water can be recirculated. To reduce cost input for fertilizer, we recycle the bio and organic waste in the same area. With this, we can produce the same yield as the traditional 4 to 6 acre farm. This is an automated farm, limited amount of labor, and many sensors to control the environment. In order to have more choices of fiber and nutrition from plants, we suggest to have more crops as display.
Our business model is based on direct sales as we are selling our products to our B2B customers. That's why our revenue stream is consisting of selling locally produced crops to local markets. Our biggest expenditure items consist of energy use, real estate, and salary expenses. Our value proposition is the core of our business model as it's providing the knowledge of what we are offering to our customers and how are we helping them with our solution. Our key resources have been decided in such a way that they enable us to have our value proposition. Our key partners are the ones who are helping us to provide the business for our customers. Researcher team is one of our key partners as we had to make sure our technology is filling the criteria. Finally, the customer relationships are a very important aspect to think through. Regarding our solution, we need close and continuing communication with our clients, local groceries and local restaurants.
We have 4 stages of operation. In early phase of this business, we invest and leverage heavily on R&D activities, including close connection and information sharing and value co-creation with local research institutions about agriculture and biology. The second stage is production. We must build long-term partnerships with NCC construction company to develop farm with them from the beginning of building process, and with Turku Energia to supply electricity in wintertime. And the third stage is supply chain network. We will work with many different small and big vendors here for processing, transporting, wholesaling, and so on. And the last stage is consumption. We support our customers by providing certificate in terms of food safety, hygiene, and relationship with end user here is indirect.
The important part about the organizational structure is that the R&D and engineering needs to work closely together since this is a technology-based company. We also believe that close relationships with educational institutes like universities are extremely important for knowledge creation in vertical farming and building the automated systems. We also need to have sales representatives that work closely with the customers in order to have the end customer have the knowledge about the locality of the crops.
Innovation creates the core of this business. Partnership needs to be earned and maintained in a stable and long-term way. The loyalty of the few key customers will leverage the business growth. And this is a new startup. An efficient organizational structure will support the business run smoothly and react faster with uncertainty.
Plan is based on 10 years. It goes from 31 buildings, $2.7 million investment. On the 10 years included, then 5 years are going to go 6 buildings, $5,400. Equipment required stands for 95% of all electricity consumptions, which is a major operational cost for this project. Current statistics were made on average finished home size, and this is a Finland-only project, which still is depending on how much government subsidy we're going to get. And we expect to go from a 5% market share to a 10% market share at the end of the 10 years.